Good people of the universe. This is Straight Out the Cannons Entertainment along with City of Champions TV. On behalf of Straight Out the Cannons Entertainment, my motto is to showcase the best and the brightest in our local communities. This evening, folks, we've got the best sitting right here. When I say the best mind-storming men you may ever want to meet. Good, smart, black men. I'm going to introduce you to a couple of individuals, and we're going to ask a few questions, not only about what's going on, but what's coming from their hearts. Okay? You'll like it. Stay with us. First and foremost, we have with us Mr. Shakim Anderson. Now, Shakim is originally from New Jersey. He now resides in Atlanta, Georgia. His work area and where he's working from is Tampa, Florida. That'll tell you there that he's a man of business. Shakim Anderson, welcome aboard, brother.
Thank you.
All right.
Glad to be here.
Next guest with us this evening is the one and only, I like to call him East St. Louis's own Al Bush. Al Bush is in the building, and he's going to express some knowledge about what's going on in our area and where he's going to help and contribute to clean it up, make us all look good. How about that? Hey, Shakim, give our fans a little bit of knowledge on just where you are coming from in this St. Louis metropolitan area. But first, I do want to shout out your theme. And your theme is very touching. It states that you're turning a mess into a message.
All right.
Talk to us, Brother Shakim.
Turning a mess into a message. You know, it's about my life, where I've been at, my trials, my tribulations, as well as where I'm at right now. And my message is hope, but the promise is freedom. So I know what the prison systems are like. I know what the jails, the institutions, rehabs. I've been to all of them. And I still made it up out of there to be successful. So this setting here is about helping those that's still out there that needs help. And there's a way that we do it. If not me, then who? It's not about me. It's about the ones that's still out there. And when I can give myself up to help somebody, just to show them that you don't have to go to jail. You don't have to end up in rehabs. I did it all for you. Because you may not live to tell no one how you got out of it.
Hey, Brother Shakim, sitting right next to you is Brother Al Bush. I'm going to have Al speak even more on your behalf because I know personally Al keeps good people around him. He's introduced me to you, and once again, I am so glad and honored to meet you. Hey, Al, tell us a little bit more about your friend, Mr.
Man.
Shakim.
Listen, Mr. Man is what I call him.
Okay.
Because a lot of times when people have situations that go on, they are not man enough or woman enough to speak about it. So his whole thing when he said a mess and from a message
Yes.
is what he stands for. And so, and we ought to be excited and thoughtful because most people don't do that. And he's taking the time right now, we're in St. Louis. He cares about the people in St. Louis, people that he haven't even met before.
Yes.
So that takes a whole
That's
lot
awesome.
for a person to lay that out and really be truthful about what they're doing. And what I really like, where he's at now.
Great, great. We are in the Midwest. And here in the Midwest, it's called the Show Me State. We are East St. Louisans, a tough place to be. St. Louis, tough place to be. You, the way you speaking to us, the way you dress, my brother, we need your kind around. I'm going to ask you, to just take us further into what you like to call the Shakim's podcast. Give us some ideas on just where your heart is and how we're going to be successful with a plan of yours.
So again, Shakim's message, it's a message. Like I said, from the ones that's still out there on drugs, the ones that's coming home from prison who feel that they don't have a shot at the title, as well as disabled veterans.
Yes.
Because I'm also a disabled veteran.
Oh, man.
And since I've been here the last 13 hours in St. Louis, I've seen so many homeless veterans, and they should not be out there homeless.
It's not right.
It's definitely not right. I mean, a lot of them are older veterans, so that tells me that they were in Vietnam. When our loved ones, when the government put those weapons in their hand, they left home 100% in their mind. They came home 100% out of their mind.
Wow.
And no one is trying to help them.
Wow.
But we would take money, send it to a whole new country that never fought for this country for whatever reason, when you still have people that sacrifice their own lives for this company and maybe sacrifice it for the ones that's giving the money to Ukraine, kept them in office.
It's no secret as we're being watched here. The color of our skin is black. It was something I dealt with for quite a while, and I haven't came up with the answer. Maybe you can help me. We as black men have not made any laws to my knowledge. All laws here in this country is written by the white man. Agree?
True.
Okay. I think our families and our ancestors have fought long enough to be able to write a law. Okay? My ideal of the youth killing one another off disturbs me badly. What I come up with? Law could stop it. Such as the first black law would consist of, if there's a black on black crime, you go through the trials of court, and if you're found guilty, execution. Reason I say this, I'm old school. If you take a man's life, your life can be taken. I'm not that biblical with that Bible, but I think it's somewhere in there. Okay? What I thought was, if I got a youngster who's just out messing around and he kills someone, if he knew he was going to be executed if found guilty, he'll think twice before murdering his own kind. Now keep in mind, I call this the black law. Now, if there's a murder case going on, individual kills another individual, self-defense, he doesn't get the chair. It's a thought. It's rough, it's tough. What you think about it?
First and foremost, when you disrespect authority, you find yourself under authority.
Okay.
And like you said, the laws, as black men, I was a young black man at one time, and I didn't educate myself. I was out there doing wrong, but I should have knew the law behind what I was doing. And it's sad when we have the black on black crime that we see all the time.
Nothing's happening.
Nothing is happening, and that's why it's up to us, to re-educate these young men. We must re-educate them and let them know. They'd rather go spend 30 years in prison than rather go to school for 4 years.
There you go.
It's sad, it doesn't make sense, but this is what's going on in our communities.
Maybe I'm wrong for saying take a life. I feel wrong about saying it in that manner. But this group coming up, these youth coming up, they're fearful of nothing. It's why they do what they do. That's a black man's culture. He's not scared of nothing. But they're using that fear in the wrong way. They're killing one another and not even scared to do it. We got to put fear in them.
Well, some of the.
What you
some
got,
of the-
Al?
Well, some of the things you're speaking about definitely is true. Putting fear in them is one thing, but what we do, we have to stop it at the beginning. So the most important and the most selling game is the worst game. It's about killing and shooting. So we have people that are putting things in front of our kids to show them from the TV, and they spending 12 hours, they watching that it's okay with the game to shoot somebody, to kill somebody, take their car and the whole nine. We have to stop that. You know what I'm saying? When we get to the point where we let people know that we're gonna stand strong and not let that bad news come into our house, which get into the kids' soul. So the parents gotta be checked, the folks that make it, all the game players, all that's gotta be done.
Yeah.
So if you young and you see this is how it go, then that's where you think it should happen. But when you get incarcerated, now you find out it's for real. It's a tad too late.
We do have a live audience with us, ladies and gentlemen. And at this time, I'm just going to ask an individual, raise your hand, speak loudly, and let's ask Mr. Shakim a question basically about our black culture. Anybody? No one. It's okay. They are understanding you, Brother Shakim. Your message is getting across to those that's in the room with us this evening. That's a good thing. We're looking forward to spending more time with you. I spoke of the different states you're staying in and where you're from. Thank you for coming to St. Louis, for bringing that spirit that's dwelled in you, bringing it to us, especially me as a young black man trying to make a way for our kind.
It's about for me, it's the thought process. If we can change the way these youth think, that's where it starts at. My best thinking always got me the jackpot. Thinking that I could be conniving, slick, and the bottom line is, as a young black man, and we get involved with so many different things, we're trying to find our place, whether it's positive or negative. But when we do the wrong thing, it's going back to the system. See, we hang with people, we thinking what we're doing is hip, slick, and cool, but the reality of it is you are slowly murdering your future. So when you want to turn your life around and you go apply for a job and they ask you for that social security number, and when they run it through, I can't use you. This is what's going on. So if we can change the way that these youth think, we can save them. But as men, as a group of men coming together as one, we have to lead by example. We are great manipulators of the truth.
Yeah.
Always trying to sell something that we didn't even buy yet. So if you're going to be a part of this movement, you have to come correct. To thy own self, be true.
Yes.
And as long as the ties that bind us together are stronger than those that would tear us apart, all will be well.
Brother Al Bush, thank you for introducing us to Shakim.
Man, no.
Thank you for bringing him to the East St. Louis area.
Okay, man.
You know what our area needs,
Yeah.
and I see you working it. I see you working it, brother.
Well, again, man, I really appreciate Nick as the guy that keeps it in the social media, keeps it out there, man. We really appreciate that you took the time out to come in and really
My
accept
pleasure.
these questions, man. So the one thing I just want to make sure he know that we really care about him. And when a guy step out on the line like that and go out there to really try to make a difference,
Yes.
the supporting cast have to be on point. Because if he's there out there by himself, then he's easy to be picked up. But when people know that he have folks like this here and all the folks he's reaching out on social media and things like that, that this guy has a big following to do better.
I'm going to ask both you guys stand to your feet with me. I appreciate you all. And we're going to leave our fans with too black, too strong. Right answer? Hey, let's give them a round of applause. Shakim Anderson in the building. Yes, indeed.